Hi, if you are doing sales as a business owner, entrepreneur, or a professional, and if you're not happy with your sales success so far, then in this video I'm going to share you 10 reasons which may be preventing you to succeed in selling. See, one of the things with sales is like anybody can start selling. But if you really look at it, just like sports, maybe in cricket or tennis, anybody can start playing, but the number of people who succeed is very tiny percentage. So it may be just a 5% of people who succeed compared to another 95% who are just making it through. Now, if you are not in that 5%, and the way to work is to figure out what is that you are missing and what is that those people who are in that 5% are doing and start learning from that. So my name is Prashant Godral. I'm a sales success coach and a sales communication effectiveness coach. And I have worked with tons of businesses and I have read hundreds of books to always find out what is that makes people more successful in selling. And what I've done is in this video, I'm going to share you the 10 reasons which may be preventing you and how you can work on each of these to start realizing the success. So let's dive in now. The first one is you may be lacking the vision. Now this is the one thing which I generally talk to a lot of people as the first thing I do is, what is your vision when you want to sell success? See, there are a lot of opportunities out there. There are a lot of markets available today in there. Now, for someone to seize those opportunities, for someone to realize what is required is to have a clear vision. So vision is like, if you want to go somewhere, you first need to know where you want to go. You can't simply say, I want to go somewhere. Then you will be just circling in that. So this is the one top selling mindset I see in every successful business owner or sales professionals has that. They have a very clarity of vision of where they want to be in terms of 1 year or 3 year like that. So do you have that already? If you have it, it's great. If not, this may be one of the reasons which may be preventing you. So go ahead and have some clear vision on where you want your sales success to be 1 year down the line and at least 3 years down the line. So that will give you much clarity on how you want to grow your sales career and success. Now the second one, which is an equally important, is you may be lacking the planning. So Dwight Eisenhower, who led the US World War II, said that plans are useless, but planning is essential. So what does that mean? See, in this dynamic world, especially market, a lot of plans keeps changing. And because of that, most of people don't even plan. Now, that is not a good attitude, what I've seen. So a lot of successful people, what they ensure is that they always keep planning. Now, planning helps us to achieve towards our goal, and if you have a clear vision, and then you need to plan how to go there in terms of what is your daily plan, what is your weekly plan, what is your monthly plan or quarterly plan. And when it comes to sales planning, it's not always about the numbers. See, there are a lot of activities also you need to plan. How do you plan your daily activities? Also a lot of learning. What are the things you need to learn? What are the things you need to acquire over the next 3 months, 6 months? So these are the things you got to have a clarity, and having a well-defined planning mindset can really take you to further success. Now the third one is you may lack the product, market or a competitive knowledge. Now this one is something I have generally observed with a lot of people is they are very good when it comes to knowing about their product or market. But reality is today, most of buyers are already informing themselves about a lot of products and services. But what buyers lack is they want to know more about what is that salespeople or someone who is selling brings additional info than what they don't have. And most of this information may be related to the market knowledge or the knowledge of the competitors, what your customers' competitors are doing. Or maybe what is that your customers are doing. So having this kind of knowledge gives you an additional advantage. And when you go in front of customer, you can be one of the most valuable resource for your customers and they will gain from your expertise. So are you continuously upgrading your knowledge? So if this is something which is not happening, maybe there is one preventing you. So keep acquiring this knowledge and become more resourceful is one of the things I have learned, and that has helped me, as well as I see this is something which is everybody who wants to be successful are doing continuously. Now the fourth one, now this is something where I can tell you a lot of people take it for granted, but this may be the one of the most effective, important thing is you may lack the communication skills. Now what is selling? Selling is generally passing information between seller and buyer to get some desired response. And the best way to pass information is if you are effective communicating. So what is the communication which is required in selling is maybe it's all kinds of communication, verbal communication, non-verbal communication, written communications. So even today, like how are you doing it with the video and different skills of communication like asking questions and listening. Now these are things many think that they come naturally, but no, these are mostly developed. And the top sellers continuously work on these communication skills. So ask yourself, when was the last time you learned something on communication? Did you? And if you have not learned, if you have not improved, this may be one of the reasons you may not be succeeding. So, and the fifth one, which is you may not be presenting well. So what does this mean? So this is like one meta scale presentation, like how do you connect to your buyers? And today, again, the presentation is not about talking about your product or service. So anybody can do that, any technical person can do. A great salesman is one who can actually hold the buyer's attention, who can create that curiosity in the buyers, who can connect to their problems, who can tell stories. And that's the presentation which makes people really buy into your solutions. So how well are you presenting? How well you are connecting to your buyers? How well you are able to build the rapport and trust and telling the stories and engaging them in different mediums, especially like presenting can be writing a proposal, presenting is face-to-face, or presenting maybe over the video. So the sales presentation is one of the most skill which is anybody can wants to succeed is to acquire. So ask yourself, how is your presentation skill? So if this is some area, if you are not really worked on, this is something to work. Now the sixth one is you may not be handling objections very well. Again, selling really happens only when most of buyers say no. And if you're not comfortable hearing no and then handling those objections, again, that may be one of the reasons preventing. So a lot of people, again, take it for whenever we have seen in my own training and my own coaching is generally people don't want to receive no. But the market is such that buyers have a right to say no. And how you take that and how you help buyers come to a decision that what they are thinking may not be the right and correct perspective requires a way to handle objections. And objection handling is a skill. It is something which can be developed again. So ask yourself, how are you comfortable in receiving no and how you are responding to those things. The seventh one, you are not asking for close. You are not closing the sales. So again, this is most people, there is a common notion that the product should sell by itself. And that really works maybe if it's a very small product or some very highly branded product. But in most businesses, especially if you're selling to B2B, and if customers can delay purchase, they will not be buying unless you ask for sale. So asking for sale is the most effective way to get the sales conversions. You got to go ahead and you got to be assertively ask for people's sales and keep asking multiple times and handle objections. This is to do with you may be finding difficulty in handling uncomfortable situations or you lack that commitment. So when it comes to generally selling, especially long selling, or what is going to happen is whatever you have planned may not work out. Customers may change the plans, markets may change, competitors might enter. There are various aspects might happen in a sales journey that the things may be much difficult. So now only those who will win are the ones who are committed to that. If you are quitting somewhere in the middle, if you are working with a client and the client is not really giving the kind of response, and if you are quitting, then maybe that is creating them. So you got to stick to your plan. You got to find out that this is normal in most of selling, and showing that commitment is the most important. So ask yourself, how much are you committed? And if you are committed, that can take away a lot of issues and your success will become guaranteed. The ninth one, poor work management or habits. So sales is not a rocket science. End of the day, sales is something what I have experienced is it's a very methodical, process driven, and what requires to succeed in selling is a very discipline. And that requires to develop some new habits. So what are the habits you have developed over the last 3 months, last 1 month, which is helping you to succeed in selling? This can be a time management, this can be following up, this can be listening better. So all these are habits which requires you to succeed, and continuously working on these new habits is going to help you to succeed. And the 10th one, which is the last but not the least one, is you may be not confident. Now this is something where I've seen extremely important, like most buyers are going to buy from you if you're confident, even if your product is not as good as some other company products, or if your company brand is not well known. Because buyers likes to work with confident sellers. And if you lack confidence, then it shows up in your conversations. Now, how do you develop confidence? Confidence develop again. It has to come from within. You have to keep working on it. Maybe affirmations you have to do. And there are a lot of ways to improve your confidence. But the thing is to ensure that you being confident in front of customer is not an overconfident, but being confident helps you to actually sell, build better relationships. So these are the 10 things which may be preventing if you're lacking, but as you start working in, these are things which can put you into that top 5% of successful selling. So hope you enjoyed this video. So if that is so, what I suggest to you is share this to other people whom you know, and also put a subscribe and click the bell button so that whenever I release a new video, you will receive. And then one last question, if you have any comments or if you have any questions on how to achieve business growth or sales growth, put in the comment box. That will help me to come up with new videos, and whenever I publish new videos, you will get notified.